My God, guys, we made it. We made it. This is crazy. It took me like 3 tries to go live. I'm just coming to the conclusion that I'm not a live girly. Like, I don't know. I feel so much pressure going live. But I was trying to figure out like how to hook up my phone to my computer and all that good stuff. But also Mercury's in retrograde, so things are a little wacky. My Instagram wasn't posting today. I tried like 3 to 4 times to post my carousel, so let's just breathe. Because today we're talking about wellness. So, first of all, hello, y'all. If you are new to my channel, I'm Marissa. And on this channel, we talk about a lot of things. I am a multi hyphenate, multi passionate, creative entrepreneur. I am a dancer, I'm a choreographer, I'm a fitness professional, personal trainer. Um, I do all things creativity, art. I also host retreats. So, yeah, I just do a lot. I also have a podcast, which is what I mainly post on this channel nowadays. So, right now we are on a little break from the podcast, but we're just like recording during the month of December, but it's giving me a break from like editing and putting episodes out. So I'm kind of just like putting everything together, and then January will be all new episodes. So if you're here tuned in because you're a listener from the podcast, welcome. It's nice to connect with you live. But today we're going to be talking about wellness. So winter arc, I know that's like a really big thing right now. Like a lot of people talking about like winter arc, winter arc. So first of all, I'm not gonna lie, okay, I'm super transparent and real. I had to look that up. I'm like, what is winter arc and why does everybody keep talking about it? But when I looked it up, it pretty much just meant that it's just a time where people are really like focused and like yeah, like hyper focus on how they're gonna make things happen, focus on their goals, focus on changing, moving, developing into the person that they want to become going into the new year. So it's like this time of people hibernating and spending more time maybe in the house or not being outside as much because it's cold. I don't know where you guys live, but I'm on the northeast coast, so New York, New Jersey area. So we have definitely hit our winter season ish. So it's been pretty cold and just like gloomy and nasty and all that. So yeah, so today we're going to be talking about ways that we can take better care of ourselves during this time, because a lot of the time like we I don't know, it's almost like we feel like the new year is right around the corner, right? So we kind of just like put our self-care practices on hold, right? Like if you celebrate the holidays, you're shopping for other people, you're putting other people first, you are thinking about what to buy other people. So there's this like more of a focus on other people and how you can like show up for them and all these holiday parties, and you're kind of just like all over the place. And I find that some people tend to neglect themselves and kind of just like push it off, like, oh, when it, starts the new year, I'm going to get back on my fitness routine. I'm going to get back to whatever routines I had, right? So we have to remember, like, no, you come first, like you come first. We have to take care of ourselves. I'm going to give you guys a little story about something that I recently experienced and why I wanted to make this video. So Monday, I went to go work out and I hadn't ran in like a really long time. So fun facts about me, I used to be a coach at Orange Theory. So that's where I really learned like running fundamentals, technique, form, all that good stuff. And while I was a coach there, I really got into running. And I was like, okay, I like the benefits of this, mainly interval training. I'm not like a long distance runner. Like I'm not trying to run for a mile, like straight through. That's not happening. But I do like the benefits of interval training. So, walking for like a minute, sprinting for maybe another minute, and then either increasing that time or decreasing the time. So I like to do that. And that's also a good way for me personally to shred. I know a lot of people depending on their body type and all that, they might do other activities to shred. But for me, I'm like, okay, I want to put my waistline down a little bit before, you know, the height of winter, right? Because this is a time where a lot of people are eating more, a lot of people are just getting really cozy and comfortable, and they're not really thinking too much about what they're eating. And I've definitely had my moments of that as well. I'm not gonna lie, okay? Let's just be real. That's the name of my podcast. So, just being conscious of what we're eating and what we're doing and all that good stuff, right? So I went to the gym, and that morning I didn't warm up. I was like, okay, my warm up is going to be walking my dog, and my warm up is going to be walking extra on the treadmill. Now, as someone who's been in the fitness industry for about 10 years, and I have, multiple certifications and things, like, girl or boy, whoever's watching this, like, I should have known better. Okay, so I got on the tread. I walked for like maybe like 2 minutes, and then I started like sprints, intervals. I felt fine. And then once I got off, that's really where I should have did some dynamic stretching. So if you guys don't know what dynamic stretching is, it's basically when your body is already warm, or you are going into movement in addition to stretching, right? Whereas static stretching is like holding a particular stretch for a certain amount of time where you're not like moving your muscles, right? Where dynamic stretching is more focused on mobility while you are stretching, right? But you're also warming up the body. So that's always something that I am going to push, right? In my dance classes, we do a longer warm up because we need the body to be warm, especially when you're doing intense workouts. So that's something that I skipped on Monday. I didn't do like a full dynamic stretch, right? Which I should have. And because my body was already warm after getting off the treadmill, that would have been the perfect time for me to stretch a little bit. Now, it's not necessary to go into like a super deep stretch. I would save that for like after your workout, right? A lot of people also make the mistake of going into like deep stretching while their body is not warm. And that can cause injuries or you pulling something because your body is not prepped, right? Think about it as like when you start your car, right? Your car sometimes needs a little extra time to run in the winter so that it can like, start flowing, start warming up. So you want to think about your body in the exact same way that you were thinking about a car, right? Taking a little extra time to start the car, right? Taking a little extra time to warm up your body before you're going into, again, either static stretching, deep stretching, or before you're going into an intense workout, especially lifting weights. So this is where I went wrong. So after I got off the treadmill, I went and I started lifting weights. Like, I did mostly upper body because I couldn't even get I couldn't even get to the lower body, y'all. So I did like some lat rows. I did some rainbows, working my triceps. So I did like I like circuit training. So I move, to the next exercise. So I do like 3 exercises as a combo, and then I'll move on to another like cluster or whatever. So I did my upper body sets, right? I did like 3 sets, and then I was like, okay, let me move on to lower body. So I went to go for some goblet squats. Basically, that's where you're holding like a heavier weight in front of you, and then you're, just going for like a basic squat. So I'm getting through my first couple of reps, and like I just feel like this like pain like right down the side of my back, like, going kind of like, yeah, it was like right below my lats. So I was like, damn. So immediately I go into like a stretch because I'm pretty good with that. Like, I'm very in tune with my body. So I know when something is like feeling off. I know exactly like where to stretch it, how to stretch it, all that good stuff. So I start stretching immediately, and the pain just wasn't really like surpassing. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna just skip this lower body workout and we're just gonna go into some deep stretching. So I went, stretched, and that whole day, like, I was having like muscle spasms. Like, I literally could not twist. Like, I could not twist my torso. I was walking around like an old lady, like, and I was like, you know what? Why would you do this? So Fortunately, I didn't have to teach because usually, like, I teach dance and fitness classes. If you guys don't know, now you know. So that day I didn't have to teach, so I took the night to just like rest my body. Took some magnesium, which we're gonna talk about. Magnesium, turmeric. So I was like, okay, cool. Give my body some rest. Yesterday, I went back to the gym and I also started with like getting on the tread because I was like, let me warm up my body. And it didn't feel like I was going to make it worse by like running. That actually I think was going to warm up. Well, it did. It warmed up like my spine, my thoracic spine. So that's really like where you're able to twist from. So I was like, okay, let me get back on the tread. Let me run for a little bit, and then we'll go into some deep stretches. So once I did that, like I felt so much better. I actually did one of my 20-minute deep stretch videos that I have on YouTube on our Real Rhythm Dance and Fitness channel, and I'll link that in the description for you guys so you can check it out. But that, when I tell you, I felt brand new after that. And it was like all my body needed was to be warm, right? It's like lubricate, right? Lubricate your body. So I needed to warm up, lubricate my muscles, and then go into a deep stretch to really get those kinks out, right? And really take the time. And why I wanted to make this video is because I think like just humans in general, we are sometimes in such a freaking rush where we don't want to take the time to warm up. We don't want to take the time to stretch. We don't want to take the time to recover, right? When you are working out intensely, you have to be taking extra precautions. You cannot just be jumping into a workout and not, prepping yourself for it. So I definitely I definitely suffered from that immediately. So I just want to make sure that we are, being extra cautious, especially in the winter. I tell my clients this all the time, like when you are done working out, if you're going straight outside into the cold, right? And say like a lot of people walk around like this in the winter just naturally, right? Because it's cold. Like I find myself doing it all the time when it's cold. My shoulders are pulled up to my ears, right? I'm kind of like this. Some people like hunch over. That's so bad for your body. That's so bad for your posture, for your form, right? And literally your muscles are tightening up as you're doing that, right? So say that you're going outside after a workout or whatever, or not even outside, just not even after a workout. Not even after a workout. Let's just say that you were going outside, right? You just left work or you are going to the grocery store, whatever the case. If you are constantly doing this and you are not stretching your body and you are not moving your body in a way where you can work on your mobility, right? And you can get those kinks out and really relax your muscles, you're going to really do your body a disservice where now your body's going to become very tense, very tight. You ever see people who like literally they look like this, right? So their shoulders are hunched forward, they don't have good posture. It's because they are not taking the time to stretch. They are not taking the time to work on their mobility. They are not taking the time to get massages. That's also something that's very important. Getting massages. I know a lot of people think that that is like some luxurious, thing, but it's really like it's a part of self-care that I think a lot of people should take more advantage of because your body is constantly being put under stress depending on what you're doing, physical activities, what type of job you have, what how you're sitting during the day, your form, your posture, your form, all of that. So all of that goes into how much tension and stress you're having in your body. So a lot of the times if you are not going for a massage, let's say for a couple months or whatever, when you go, it's going to be very hard for the massage therapist to get like all the knots out, and you might feel that, right? Like if you ever gotten like a deep tissue massage, they can either use like their elbows or they can use their forearms to kind of like try to get those kinks out, but a lot of times like they have to go really deep and then that's painful for you. So in order to prevent having uncomfortable painful, and it shouldn't be painful, massages should never be painful, I'm going to use the word uncomfortable. So, in order to avoid having those very uncomfortable experiences getting massages, we need to get them more often so that when we go, we're not like, trying to get all the kinks out in one day, in 1 hour. Like it's not going to work like that. So, something I would suggest is like either having an extended massage, so either like 90 minutes to 2 hours, where they can really like put the work in and take their time. Hot stone massage is also good. So using literally they're like stones and they're hot, so they can use that as well to kind of like massage and relax the muscles a little bit more, so that they can get a little bit deeper in there and get those knots out. And knots are very uncomfortable. Like you can literally feel for knots yourself. It's kind of like it feels like kind of like a lump, like a bump. So if you are like doing self massage, which I also suggest, like kind of just feeling out here, like you can feel where those knots are too. So I would suggest like if massage is not in your budget right now, which is completely understandable, get a massage gun. Get a massage gun. You can get those electrical ones. I have one, and you could like change the ending part. So you could put like a ball on it, or you could put like they have ones that kind of look like this, so it can go like a little deeper. So it's a great investment to have, especially if you're someone who's active. Take care of your body. It's very important to make sure you're taking care of our body. Um, Okay, so what else did I want to talk about? So I wanted to talk also about we covered stretching, right? We covered warming up. Now I want to get a little bit into supplements and nutrition, right? So again, we're in the holiday season. It's very likely that there's going to be a lot of treats and goodies at your job or in your house or whatever the case, and that's okay. It's okay to indulge sometimes. It's okay to treat yourself. It's okay to want to have the cake or, partake in the party or whatever. But again, discretion, mindful eating, right? And also being aware of like, okay, what's the ratio of like the sweets and the unhealthy food that I'm eating and the junk versus the time that I'm staying active, right? So this is also a time during the winter where a lot of people might put on unexpected or unwanted weight, right? We might see a little weight gain, especially in that midsection, which is especially common for women, right? Based on like cortisol levels, based on hormones, all of that. So if you are finding that you're putting on a little weight and you don't want to, we're not saying that weight gain is always bad. You might want to put on the weight. However, what is good, healthy weight gain versus bad, unhealthy weight gain, right? It's like the unhealthy weight gain is coming from probably sugars, right? Processed sugars, processed foods, all of that, carbs that we don't like, breads, white breads, not the good breads. And then the healthy weight gain can come from more protein, right? Complex carbs, like eating things that are actually good for you, where maybe you're in your bulking season where you want to put on more muscle. So, in order to put on more muscle, we need to eat more protein and good carbs. So, just having that awareness and that balance of, okay, I'm having my treats today. Maybe I'll go for a longer walk, right? I would suggest maybe getting something like a Fitbit, which I have, where you can track your steps, you can track all of your workouts. You can literally have a log in it, and you could also set your goals. So, if we're not setting goals and we're not aware of how much we want to be moving, how much activity we want to be partaking in weekly or daily, and we're just like winging it, or we're thinking, like, oh, whenever I have the time, and we've all been there before, right? Where we're like, oh, whenever I have the time. But it's like, when are you really going to have the time? When are you going to make the time? You have to make the time. So, scheduling your workouts, putting them in your calendar, just like anything else. Just like, oh, here's my baby. Here's my baby. Say hi. Say hello. He was just napping. Um, So again, scheduling your workouts. Okay, this is why, like in my business, at my dance studio, I encourage people to pre-book their classes. when you commit to something, when you sign up for something in advance, and that's anything, not just workouts, when you sign up for something in advance, a training, a seminar, an event, a concert, right? Think about that concert that you signed up for, not signed up for, that you bought tickets for months in advance, right? Because you knew you wanted to go. Think about the trip that you bought a plane ticket for months in advance because you knew you wanted to go. So it's the same thing with your workouts. If you know you need to work out, if you know that this is something that you want to make a part of your lifestyle, schedule it. Put it in your calendar, okay? Make yourself a priority. You have to make your self care, your wellness a priority. No one else will. I say this all the time on my podcast. Who else is going to prioritize you? Who else is going to be pushing you, right? Unless you have an accountability partner, unless you have a personal trainer, unless you have a nutrition coach, anything like that, right? You're not really going to have the accountability. So it's really up to you. So again, make it easy for yourself. Schedule your workouts in your calendar. Get a Fitbit, get an Aura ring, get something, where you can go back and look at the data. The data doesn't lie. The data doesn't lie. So when you're thinking about, oh, I had 15 cupcakes yesterday, but I don't know how many steps I took. So you have the number of cupcakes that you took or that you ate, but you don't know how many steps you took, right? Whereas if you had the Fitbit, if you had the Aura Ring, if you had the Apple Watch, whatever, you could go back and be like, oh, my goal for the day is 10,000 steps. Yesterday I only got 5,000 and I had 15 cupcakes. That ain't right. Like, that's not cool. That's not cool. So now you can kind of like tweak it, right? So maybe like the next day you're like, okay, yesterday I missed my 5,000 steps. I was short. So today I'm going to add that on to, whatever I want to do. So just having the awareness, and it doesn't have to be torturous. Do not make your lifestyle torturous. Like, make it fun. Get an accountability partner. Get a journal where you can track your workouts and your food. Get a food log. Like, make it fun for yourself and make it engaging. You can join groups where you hold each other accountable. There's plenty of groups. I have my online program where we also have a community group. So you can jump in, if you need help staying accountable or if you're looking for people to work out with you, you can, do it that way. So hold yourself accountable. All right. Make it fun. Also do workouts that you actually like. So if you are just trying to work out, just because you think that this is the type of workout you should be doing because you see this person got results from it, or you see that it's trendy, like for instance, running is one of those things. Not everybody likes to run. Not everybody knows how to run. Not everybody just wants to run, right? So if you see, Sally and Mary running every day, but like that's not your thing, but you're trying to force it to be your thing, it's not very likely that you're going to stick with it. You're not going to be consistent. So again, finding types of physical activity that you actually enjoy. Do you like to dance, right? Do you like Pilates? Do you like boxing? There's so many different modalities and types of exercise that you can get into, but you have to try it. You have to try it. You have to, figure it out, figure out what your thing is. So yeah, y'all. Hold on, what time is it? I'm like on a time limit today. This is actually fun. This didn't turn out to be so bad. Hey, y'all, if you're in the chat. Perfect. Yeah, so aside from that, right, so we covered stretching, warming up your body, taking care of your body, getting massages, your steps, holding yourself accountable, having something that you could track, writing down your goals, right? Finding your type of exercise, finding what you like, finding what you're going to stick to, not doing what everybody else is doing, not doing what you think you should be doing, but finding what you can stick with. That is key. And that's going to carry you into the new year, right? So winter arc, right? Or whatever they call it. Winter arc is about prepping yourself for that new year, right? Prepping yourself for 2025 so that when you go in, everything is easy. You already have systems set up. You already have a plan. You already have habits. You already have a routine. So now is the time. And I know it's like, it's really hard in the winter to stay motivated. Trust me, I know. Like this morning, I wanted to get back in bed. Okay. I wanted to get back in bed. I was having all this tech, all these tech issues with Instagram and trying to figure out how to get live on YouTube. So it's common. Okay. It's going to happen where you are just going to have those days, especially if it's cold by you, where it's like, I can't do this. Like, I want to get back in bed. But again, like, one last thing I want to talk about is your walking. So walking is one thing that we can stick to that is not that difficult. Like we all have legs unless, something happened, you were born, or some, unfortunate event happened where you don't have legs. But the majority of us do. So if you have legs, that's a blessing. So you need to take advantage of your legs, okay? And walk. Get outside. I know it's cold outside. Put on a sweater, put on a jacket, the same way that you would when you have to go somewhere, when you have to go to a party, when you're about to go to the club, when you're about to do something, you know what I'm saying? Like, put on your clothes, get cozy, bundle up, and go for a walk. Your body is going to naturally warm up the more that you are walking anyway, right? You're literally doing physical activity as walking. And also, I would say like brisk walking, right? So, like maybe walking a little faster. I have a dog who likes to walk fast. So, he's always like constantly just on the move, running and whatever. So he keeps me walking fast. So we want to think about it is that if you are super cold and you don't really want to be outside, just walk fast. Walk fast. Your heart rate's going to go up, right? You're going to get closer to that cardiovascular level of like raising your heart rate, right? Anything above like 160 is great. So think about it as that. So no excuses. We're not doing the excuses, y'all. And then one last thing I want to talk about, mental health. Mental health, y'all. So this has been a really hard year for a lot of people. Speaking for myself here. Okay. 2024 has been freaking nuts. It's been crazy. I'm just now feeling like I'm in a place where I have clarity and I have um, like a positive mindset, and I'm feeling hopeful about, things changing and moving in the right direction, right? So a lot of people this year have been just struggling in whatever way that means. Everybody's struggling in some different way. And if you're not struggling or you haven't struggled, then that's great. Everybody has different time periods of their life where things are going to be a little bit harder. But I think collectively, just from what I've seen, 2024 has been really challenging. So I want us to focus on our mental health. This was literally my last Substack read that I wrote. I think I put it out on Sunday, but I was talking about mental health and why therapy is so good and so beneficial for everyone. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're not mentally unwell. That's not what therapy is for. Therapy is for guidance, it's for accountability, it's for just having a safe space and a safe person to go to talk about your problems, where you don't have to dump on your friends, you don't have to dump on your family, you don't have to run into conflicts with people because they have a problem with you expressing yourself, right? And I think what we need more of as the human race is emotional availability from our relationships, from our, acquaintances, relationships, friendships, all of that, but also emotional intelligence. So you don't get emotional intelligence unless it's taught to you, or you're in a dynamic, or you're in a space where you are able to be emotionally vulnerable. So a lot of people do not have that intelligence because they're not in a space where they can be emotionally vulnerable. I can never say that word, but I said it. So they're not in a space where they can truly like express how they feel, especially men, especially men. So we want to be in spaces where we can have healthy communication and outlet, right? It's like having someone walk around with just like all of this resentment, all of this stress, all of these feelings for so long, and they're never able to express themselves or really talk about it or address the issue, and then they just blow up. We see it all the time. We see it all the time. Why do you want to be a ticking time bomb? That's not fun. Like, you want to enjoy your life. You want to have healthy relationships. You want to feel regulated. You want to be able to have someone to ask, advice for who might not be biased or have a certain opinion because they know you or they're your friend or something like that. So, therapy is for that, for you to have those uncomfortable conversations with someone who's licensed and someone who is equipped to handle those types of conversations and interactions, right? And you don't have to worry about, walking on eggshells with other people. You don't have to worry about people judging you for the things that you want to talk about. You don't have to worry about bottling things up on the inside. That is not good for you. It's not healthy. It's not healthy, and it will make you sick. I truly feel like resentment and hate and anger and all those things, like it can manifest in your body through sickness. And when we're talking about wellness, like that is wellness. It's an overall thing, right? It's not just the self-care, physical practices, the baths and the massages and the skincare. It's so much more than that. It's your mental health, it's your physical health, it's your emotional health. So all of those things tie into your wellness. So I want you to use this winter, okay, to really focus on your wellness, really tap into the best version of yourself that you could become going into 2025. We are not getting sick, okay? We're not doing that. We are not feeling sad. We are not going into depression. Like, no, we're taking care of ourselves. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video today. I will probably oh my god, I can't even talk. I will probably be doing more of these lives, probably like once or twice a week until the podcast comes back in January. So if you enjoyed this video, drop a comment. Let me know your favorite part of this video today or what resonated with you, or let me know something that you're working on. If it's your physical wellness, if you're looking to stretch more, if you are looking to, eat better, be more conscious of your eating, like drop a comment. Let's hold each other accountable here. I'm looking to build a beautiful community. Like we already have one here on YouTube, but I'm looking to really just grow a beautiful and supportive community. So again, drop a comment. Let us know your favorite part of this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Share this video with someone who needs it. And we'll see you in another one. Bye, y'all. Perfect timing.